New Year's Eve, everyone. It is Brenda with Busy Bees Custom Creations. So tonight I thought we would make some bows. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, sorry about that. Forgot to turn that off. Alright, so I hope you guys are doing well. I'm sure a lot of you guys are, maybe going out or something. I don't know. But what can you do, right, on a New Year's Eve in 2020? So I thought I would come on, say hello as you come in, and let me know where you're watching from, and we will go ahead and get started. If you are new to my Facebook page or my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and go ahead and like and follow my Facebook page. Hey Annette, happy New Year's Eve. Hey Tichelle, hey Muriel, hey Janie. So I'm going to show you a couple different bows. I had some people ask me some questions on them. Hey Rhea. So I thought I would come on and we'll just play around with some bows. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to zoom you guys in, and I like to use this mat under mine. It's a rubber mat, so it kind of keeps my pro bow from like sliding all over the place. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Please, please, please share this video to your public page, your private page, your personal page, I should say. Oh, thank you, Anna. So now I normally use 26 gauge ribbon or wire when I use the pro bow, but for the sake of showing you guys and explaining it to you guys so you can kind of see the wires and stuff like that, I'm going to use pipe cleaners. Now, like I said, you normally would not use pipe cleaners because it won't really hold your bow, but Happy New Year! But I'm only doing this so you guys can see the wires and hopefully understand how they go. So all I'm doing is I'm just taking 2 pipe cleaners. Oh, thanks, Lynette. And I am just twirling them together just to make a long one so that you guys can see it. Okay, so you need 2 wires to start out with. Normally I use wires that are like 25 to 29 inches long, something like that. But we're going to, like I said, use pipe cleaners so that you can guys see how you do this. If you have any questions, please let me know. Now also what I do is, because you tend to make the same bows over and over again, right? We all have our favorite bows we use. We all have our favorite bow maker. So let me bring this up for a minute. So what I want to show you guys too is I make these little cards, okay? They're like my little cheat sheets. Let me show you. Okay, and what I do on these cards is I write down the recipe for the bow. Okay, so I say if it's using the Pro Bow the hand, or if it's using the Pro Bow 4-in-1, or the Easy Bow Maker, something like that. So this is very helpful because we tend to make the same bows over and over again, right? So I just have them on 4x6 cards, so I can, like once I watch and learn a bow, then I'll write it down. And for me, that's very helpful. Because, if you don't make the bows all the time, you kind of get stuck on making the same ones, right? At least I do. So tell me all what your favorite bow is to make. Like which one you what's your favorite bow maker, and what is your favorite bow to make, or your basic bow, your go-to bow, okay? Happy New Year! So please tell me what that is, and we will go ahead and get started. So the first bow we're going to make is the Terri Bow. Okay, so we're going to use the Pro Bow the hand, and I'm going to zoom you guys in again. Okay, and with this one we're going to use row C on mine. We do not have a center peg, and we have this, okay? So these are called your fingers. This is your right side, this is your left side, okay? So you'll see center and then 1R, 1L, so that's the number of pegs. And as you go from this peg to this peg, it's a 1/2 inch bigger. All right, so that's the pro bow of the hand. The pro bow of the hand, when you build your bow, you're building from the top back, okay? So you're basically building your bow from the top back. Most of the other bow makers, like the 4-in-1, the Easy Bow Maker, the Bowdabra, you build from the bottom up, okay? But this one you build from the top down. So that's how we're going to make the bows on this. All right, so for this bow, the Terri Bow, I'm going to use 2 1.5 inch ribbons and 4 2.5 inch ribbons, okay? You can use whatever you want. It's totally up to you. We're going to start with this kind of shiny metallic ribbon. Hey, Anne, how are ya? So I'm going to dovetail the ends, and then I'm going to go from my center peg out to the end of the, well, maybe not that wide. I'm going to go from the center peg to the point is on E. All right, so how you start this one is you gather your ribbon together, okay, and you want your pretty side of the ribbon facing towards the top, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your hi Amanda, your wire. Now, like I said, I'm only using pipe cleaners for purposes so you guys can see everything. So make sure you use wire, and I just wrap it around the ribbon, okay? Hey Amanda, yes, we are in Lori's group together. So what you do then is you take the wire, and the top one you go around to the right and you wrap it around this peg, okay? And then the bottom one you take and you wrap, whoops, and you wrap it around, there's a little nail down here. Can you guys see that, the little nail? And you wrap it once around there and then tuck that wire under. And that's it for your first wire, okay? That's all you do with it and you're done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tail and I'm going to put it up front. Then you're going to hold your thumb here on the back of the ribbon and you're going to wrap it around the first peg, okay? Then you're going to put your finger underneath it like that and gather it together. And then you're going to twist. What the twist does is it brings your ribbon, the pretty side, facing up, okay? So then you put your tail there, and then you do the same thing here. You put your finger underneath, you gather it together, and you twist, okay? Whoops. And then we're not using, we're doing 2 loops, or do 2 loops and we just do 1 loop on each side. I can't even talk. So this is called your helping hand wire, okay? So this is where this first one, this wire comes into play. So what you're going to do is you're going to take it in the middle and you're going to put it to the right of the peg, okay? And you're going to kind of pull it to, whoops, do I have that one in there? Oh, that's this. And again, this is, I'm using pipe cleaners so you guys can see it, but you normally would not use pipe cleaners. So you pull it to the back, okay, and then you twist 1 time. You know, I love the Pro Bow. When I first started, this was the one that I totally understood, okay? Hi, Mary. I don't even know where my Bowdabra is right now, but basically your Bowdabra, you would use, if I could find it, I would, Mary. Oh. Okay, so you're going to put 1 up, 1 down. Okay? So that's your first one. So we're done with the first ribbon. Then we're going to take the second ribbon. It's a 1.5 inch wire. I don't know where my bow dabber is, or I would show you. I'll have to find it, Mary. You're going to dovetail the ends, and when you dovetail the ends, you're going to cut from the center to the edge, okay? And again, measure from the center point to the E. You're going to gather it together. Put your tail up here. You're going to put your ribbon here. You're going to pull your wire down and up and twist one time, and then you're holding it in there, okay? Then you're going to put a loop here. Okay, put your finger flat, gather it together, and what this does again is you bring that and you twist, and that brings the pretty side of the ribbon facing front again. So on this bow, what you're doing is you have one loop and one tail on each side. So again, put your finger flat, gather it together, twist. We're going to pull this down, pull this up, and twist. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this one off. So basically, for this, you're doing the same motion over and over and over again, okay? That's all this, the Pro Bow is basically, is you're just using the same motions over and over again. So then we're going to take the, hey Blanche, how are ya? Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Again, we're going to dovetail the ends. So you fold it in half and cut from the fold to the edge. Okay, then we're going to take it and measure it out to the E. And you're going to gather it together. Can you guys see okay? Do you want me to move in closer, farther? Okay, so you're going to put the pretty side of the ribbon facing front. Hold it there. Put your tail there. You're going to pull the top down. Oh, thanks, Blanche. And the bottom wire up. This is all using that helping hand wire. And twist one time. You don't want to twist a bunch of times because it'll get too bunchy in here with your wire. And again, the pipe cleaner doesn't really hold it that well. So you want to really use wire, but I'm just so you guys can see the wire. Okay, again, you're going to gather it together and twist and do the loop, and then put your, I like to put my finger flat like that to lay the ribbon on. Grab it with your thumb. Hey Robin, thank you. And twist. Okay, then pull the top down, the bottom up, and twist one time. And cut it off. Okay, so what we're basically doing is for every ribbon we're doing a loop on each side and a tail on each side. Okay, then we're going to go to our next 2.5 inch ribbon and dovetail the end. Okay, measure that tail out to the E. You're going to gather that together. Put the pretty side of the ribbon facing front. Pull this down and pull this up and twist one time. Okay, you're going to put your finger flat. Get your thumb there and gather it together. And then twist. Put the loop there. Put your finger flat. Gather it together. And twist. And then tie it off. So pull the one wire down, the one wire up. Do you guys have any questions? Okay, all right. So you guys can see there's lots of loops and lots of tails with this bow. get our next ribbon. Cut that off. Okay, measure that out. Again, grab it here and gather it together. Okay, put the tail in there. Pinch that right there and tie that off. And twist. Okay. And these wires would be longer so that you have enough. I'm probably going to have to add it to do the, when I fluff it out. Put your finger flat, gather it together, and twist. Put your loop here. And gather it together. And twist and tie it off. Okay. And then do your tail. Alrighty. This is, Betty, this is the Pro Bow the Hand. In the description, I have, let me see, I have my affiliate link for it, so which means I will make, you know, a couple of pennies if you purchase this one. This is the Pro Bow, and then I have the Pro Bow the Hand, the Pro Bow 4-in-1. So this is my affiliate links for those. I don't remember how much this cost right now. Okay. I think, I don't want to say how much it was. It's been a while since I bought mine. But you can use those links and it'll take you right there. We're going to use both of them tonight. Regina Sellers makes these. And when I was first learning how to make my bows, I couldn't make a bow to save my life. I tried all kinds of bow makers. I couldn't figure it out. This was how I learned to make my bows, on this Pro Bow the Hand. Okay, so this is our last ribbon. We're going to measure it out to the E, gather it together, put the tail in there, put it here, tie it off, and twist. Okay. Put your finger down there, gather it together, and twist. And then put your loop here, gather it together, and twist. Like I said, this pipe cleaner is not the ideal thing, but I think you guys can understand a little better about the wires if I use the pipe cleaners. Now, what I want you to notice too, let me zoom even in a little closer. Do you see how, I mean, my line here with tying off is pretty straight. You want to really try to get that as straight as possible. You don't want like some over here, some over there. You really want to kind of have a straight line in there, okay? And then what I do is I take these and I tie off the helping hand wires, which this is called the helping hand wire. And I'm probably going to have to add to it to make it long enough to go on my thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Now, like I said, normally you guys would be using a wire, and so you would cut it long enough. And then you'll take the wire from underneath there and pull that out, and then you'll untwist this wire, and again, make sure you have that all off of there. And you're going to tie that down. And what you want to do is pull it as tight as you can get it. Whoops. And then twist. And then I twist this together. So now this isn't going to be held quite as tight as wire would, but just for demonstration purposes, I wanted you guys to kind of see the wires and understand how you do it, okay? So then the easiest way to get your bow off is to just take this center peg out and pull it off, all right? I'm going to move that out of the way for now. All right, and you have it like that. This is your bow. Should be all stacked nice and neat. And then this is my fluff box, and it has a little eye hook and then a nail. And I just made this fluff box. It's just like a 12 by 12 box with heavy stuff in it, so it holds it down. And then I nailed it and glued it together, and then I just added the eye hook in this, and I added the Lazy Susan. So then what we're going to do is we're going to put the wire in here, stand your bow up, and then wrap your wire around that nail. And then we're just going to start to fluff your bow out, okay? And I'm going to put a tail here and a loop here. And then this next one, I'm going to do the loop up here, or the loop down here, and the tail there, okay? And don't be afraid to really pull on it and get it where you want it to be, all right? And again, this really isn't holding it great because it's the pipe cleaner instead of the wire, but you guys get the gist of it. Do you guys have any questions while I'm kind of fluffing this out? Okay, so we have half of it fluffed out. I'm going to turn this around and fluff the other one out. So where we started with the loop up here for the other one, we're going to pull the loop down the bottom for this one. Okay, and when you're doing your tails, grab it right at the base and kind of twist it like that to help that ribbon curl. All right. So for this bow, you have loops and tails all over the place. Okay. Put this one down here. Right. Okay, you guys have any questions about this bow? Again, this is the Terri Bow, and I really like this bow. There's loops, there's tails, it's all over the place, and then you just take it off. Hey Teresa, Happy New Year's Eve. All right, and then that's your Terri Bow. Okay, now like I said, this would be wire, but I wanted you guys to see what it would look like so you can get the hang of using those the wires. Okay, so that's the Terri Bow. All right, so we're going to set that to the side. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Give me some thumbs up or some hearts. Yes, I normally would use 26 gauge wire. Yep. Yep, you absolutely always use wired ribbon. Absolutely, because otherwise your bow will be floppy and it won't stay up, you know, anything like that. So you definitely want to use wired ribbon. All right, so that is the Terri Bow. Okay, let's set this aside. All right, we're going to make one more with the Pro Bow, the hand. All right, so like I said, I have my little cheat sheets here so I can kind of remember, because you don't always remember if you don't make your bows all the time, right? All right, now this one is for my sister Pat because she wanted a 2-ribbon bow. Hey Debbie. Hello Virginia from Tennessee. So don't forget to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and follow my Facebook page if you would. I would much appreciate it. Okay, so what we're going to do with this one is we're going to just pull 2, get some of these out of here. So you guys didn't tell me, what's your favorite bow maker? Who has a favorite bow maker that they like to use when they make their bows? Yeah, right, Anna? Yeah, the cheat sheet, it really, because like I said, we tend to stick to our favorite bows that we make all the time, at least I do. And then you kind of forget how you make them. Oh, thank you. Yes, my hand's pretty good. So that's why I do have those cheat sheets, because it's like, I forget. The 4-in-1. There's my sister. You like the 4-in-1 and the Pro Bow. Yeah, they're my favorite too. The Easy Bow. Yep, the Easy Bow is really the exact same as the Pro Bow 4-in-1. It really is. Okay, so let's use these 2 ribbons. Okay. Let's do these 2. Okay. So, you use the Easy Bow Maker. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull them together. And we are going to use a center peg for this one. So I'm going to put my center peg in. Okay, I think this is what you want, Pat, 2 pulled together at the same time. So, do you want me to show you using a wire this time? Or do you want me to use the pipe cleaners again so you can understand it? Let me know. What do you guys, do you want to see the pipe cleaners or the wire? Dum, dum, dum. Pipe cleaner or wires? The wire, the wire, the wire. Okay. The wire. Oh, thanks, Blanche. The wire. Okay. So what I do is I have 26 gauge wire here. And what I normally do is I make mine really long. So I'm going to do it about 30 inches. And I'm going to cut 2 wires. Okay. So I just take it, measure one out. And then, whoop, gets kind of long. Okay. All right, so then what you do is you take your wires. Yes, Sandra, the fluff box really does help. I like using the fluff box. Just fold your wires in half and put them in front of your bow maker to have them ready. I actually just made my fluff box. I just got like one of those shadow boxes that was 12 by 12. And then I found a lid for it, and I put some heavy, like old tiles in there and wrapped them in like an old towel. And then I glued them and nailed them together. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use 2 2.5 inch ribbons, okay? And we're going to take them and we're going to gather them together at the end. I'm going to take my first wire and I'm going to wrap it around the edge, okay? Like that, all right? And then you have one wire one way, one wire another way. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take that wire, wrap it one more time, and you're going to hold that against this back peg. Can you guys see it okay? And you're going to take the top wire and you're going to wrap it around from the right to the right way, okay? Right. You don't want to go left, you want to go to the right. And you just wrap it around, okay? Then you take your bottom wire, and again, there's this little nail here. You're just going to take it, wrap it around one time, and tuck that underneath the board. Okay? And I just wrapped that wrong. See? I'm going to undo that. All right, I want it around the peg. Don't I? No, I'm going to take it. Oh my goodness, I'm like brain dead tonight. Or I'm going to take it and put it around that first thing there, okay? Then I'm going to wrap it around, okay? So you take the top wire and wrap it to the right. My wires got all bunched up now. And then that bottom one goes one turn around that nail and slides underneath. Okay? And then again, it's the same motion over and over and over again. Okay? You put your finger here, you gather it together, and you twist, and you put that loop there. Now, this is where the helping hand wire, I know, I do it all the time, Lenore. I don't know, sometimes I get brain dead. So right now, what I like about the Pro Bow the hand is you can put your loops, your loops in and let go of it, right? You don't have to hold the bow the whole time. So this is where the helping hand wire comes into play. What you do again is you grab it now, okay? And you put one end, you're going to go in between these two posts. So you're going to take your wire and you're going to bring it to the right side of this peg, okay? And you're going to pull it to the back. And you're going to pull one up, one down, and twist just one time, okay? I probably made my wires too long, but I'd rather them have be too long than too short. Then you're going to just do the same motion over and over and over again. Oh, thanks, Amy. You gather it together, you twist. What the twisting does is it brings the pretty side of the ribbon face up, and you do that, okay? Now, if you want to tie it off after each turn, you absolutely can do that. If you're afraid it's going to fall apart, which it won't, but if you want a really tight bow, just twist, pull that tight, pull the top wire up, down, the bottom wire up, and twist one time. And then again, do the same thing. Put your finger there, gather together, twist, and loop it around. Okay, so that's all you're doing over and over and over again, okay? Is you're just using those two ribbons and this helping hand wire to hold it into place. So just gather and turn and then loop it in. Now, like I said, that's going to hold. You don't have to sit there and hold it and worry about it. If you want to tie it off each time, you can. If you want to tie it off every couple of ones, you can do that too. It's totally up to you. It's very easy to use. You just kind of have to get the hang of it. And what I suggest you do is get like some Dollar Tree ribbon or some Sam's or Costco ribbon or something that doesn't cost a lot of money, and just practice with it. Again, I put my finger there, gather it together, twist, and then wrap it around. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and tie it off. Remember, you want to try and keep that tie kind of lined up in a line there for yourself. Then grab your ribbon and just keep going. Okay, now you can do this with 1.5 inch ribbon, you can do this with 2.5 inch ribbon, you can do it with 1 1.5, 1 2.5, it really doesn't matter. It's whatever ribbon you want to use, okay? So gather, twist, and put it on the peg. All right, and you don't want to pull it so tight. You see that how that peg is moving in? You don't want to pull it so tight that your peg is leaning in. You just kind of want to pull it so it's nice and taut, but not pulling that in there. Gather and twist. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know. Then I'm going to go ahead and tie that off. One wire up, one wire down, and twist. So you're just going to keep doing that over and over and over again until you have all of your loops in place. Okay, gather. And twist. Gather. And twist. Okay. And I'm going to gather and I'm going to tie it off. Now, if you want, like doing it this way, you will have 2 tails, right? So say you want 4 tails or 6 tails or whatever. Right now you would have 2 tails on your bow. If you want, say you want 4, all you have to do is kind of go the length of the tail that you want, fold it in half, and tie that in, then you would have 4. If you want 6, then you would cut it off down here. So say we're going to do 4 tails. So I'm just going to gather it and I'm going to tie it right into the bow. All right. Okay, so now we're going to have this will make us 4 tails, right? So if I wanted to cut it off here, I could just cut it off. Okay, so now we're done with this helping hand wire. So what I do is I twist the helping hand wire, the 2 pieces together. Hey Regina! If those of you who don't know, Miss Regina Sellers is the inventor. She's on my Facebook page. She invented the Pro Bow, the hand, and the Pro Bow 4-in-1. So thank you, Miss Regina. Oh, Mary, it's really not complicated. It really is simple. You just kind of take it step by step, and it's the same motion over and over again. You just kind of want to get this step down, and you've got it pat, Mary. It really is not difficult. And the 4-in-1, which I'm going to show you next, is even easier than this, and I like it so much better. I can't use the bow dabber. Okay, then you pull this wire off. Oh, thanks, Blanche. And then you get the wire from underneath here, and you tie these off. Whoops, I pulled that right off. It is, isn't it, Regina? It's so easy. I know it. People really think it looks complicated, but honestly, it really is easy. And then you just want to tighten this as tight as you can get. Whoops, and I let it go. I think people are intimidated because it looks like a lot, like with all these fingers and everything like that, but honestly, it is so easy to use. Oh, good, I'm glad it doesn't look as complicated, Mary. It really isn't. It's the same motion over and over and over again. Just take your time and get this motion down, and it's a piece of cake. So again, I mean, I don't know what other people do with their wires. This is just what I do. I don't know. This is just kind of how I've always done it. But you don't have to do that. So then, you know, we have our tails. We're just going to take and dovetail our ends. Okay. And then, like I said, you pull that off. All right, next we're going to use the 4-in-1. So I'm going to take these pegs out and put this away. Okay. Then we have our little fluff box here. Okay, Virginia over on my YouTube page, Regina, says, "Thanks, Regina, I love it." Me too. Okay, you pull your bow up, you tie this off here, and then say, I want all my tails going the same direction. So I'm going to pull them all to the front. And like I said, you can always add more tails too. You don't have to just stick with the 4 or the 2. And then I'm just going to start separating my loops out, okay? And you want to get your hands in there and really open them up. That's what's going to give your bow the life, okay? So this time we have the plain, and then this one we're going to pull the opposite way, okay? So really pull on them, get them placed where you want them to be. And we're going to do this one. Okay, so that's really all there is to it. Kind of pull them out, get them seated kind of where you want them to be, and that wire really holds that into place. Okay, I mean, I'm really yanking on this ribbon, as you guys can see, because I want my loops where I want them to be. Okay. All right, and I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to do the same thing over here. All right, I'm going to put, this time, I'm going to put this down here and this up here. Now pull the opposite out. And just keep yanking them opposite. And again, really put your hands in there to open up those loops so that your bow really comes to life and isn't flat. Okay. Regina is the queen of bows, so I hope that I'm doing your bow maker justice, Regina. Okay, pull that there. And then pull this one this way. Okay. And that's just really, oh, thank you, Regina. That is high praise coming from you. All right, and that's just a little 2 ribbon bow. I hope that helps you, Pat. My sister Pat needed some help with her bows. So then you just take it off. Okay. So now we have the 2 ribbon bow. And what did I do with it? Oh. And then we have the Terri Bow with the loops all over the place. This is more of the loops in the tails, and this is more of the loops. But aren't they pretty? If you don't have the fluff box, it does make it a little harder if you don't have the fluff box. But if you don't have the fluff box, you can hold it by the wire and kind of move your loops around. So just kind of hold on to the base of the wire and then put your loops where you want them to be. But really, the fluff box, like I said, Regina does sell them, but I made my own. She also gives you instructions. I think, do you still have instructions there, Regina, on how to make it yourself? But honestly, it's really easy. Hey, Kathy. All right, so we have 2 bows, and now we're going to get our Pro Bow 4-in-1 out, and we're going to make the Lisa bow. Thank you. All right, and like I said, what I do is I have my little cheat sheets here, right? So, because you know, like I said, you tend to really make the bow, like the same bows all the time, right? You do, yes. Yep, see, Regina has a video on how to make a fluff box, and it's really easy. The fluff box really does help because you can, Regina, do you have the link for your video? I have people asking. If you can put it on here, then I can pass it along. But probowthehand.com, you can get the bow makers, or you can use my affiliate links on Amazon, whichever you like. Helene, I got it from Amazon to punch the holes in my sign. Okay, so this is the Pro Bow 4-in-1. Okay, now this is exactly like the, what am I going to say? Oh, the Easy Bow Maker. I like this better than the Easy Bow Maker. Honestly, the only bow makers I use now are the 4-in-1 and the Pro Bow the Hand. And I do use the Pro Bow 4-in-1 most of the time. There we go. Regina, let me see if I can copy that and put it on my YouTube channel because there's people asking there. So this is Regina's site, and she said you can find all the videos on the website there, and she has bow videos that she does step by step, you know, all that kind of stuff. So she really breaks it down for you. Yes, this 4-in-1 really, it's just, I love it. Because you can use it, like you saw, I had it over here to hold my rolls of ribbon, right? You can use it like that. You can use it to measure your ribbon if you want to measure your ribbon out. If you don't have a ribbon holder, you can use that to measure your tails. You can use it, I mean, there's so many ways you can use this Pro Bow, the 4-in-1, but I love it. Yes, you are, Kathy. You can do it. Okay. So we're going to now do the Lisa bow, which I had a request for this. I use this mat underneath it so it doesn't slide around, because on my board it would slide around. So that's why I put this mat underneath it so it doesn't. Yes, and it's wider and it's heavier. It's more stable. I found with the Easy Bow Maker, it just didn't, I don't know, it kind of slipped around a lot and that kind of stuff. So what am I doing? Okay, so we're going to put the two, and the pegs stay in much better, right? So what we're going to do is the, hello from Ohio. So what we're going to do now is, where do you get your, off of Amazon. Let me see if I have the link here for you, Helene. Let me see if I have that. Hole punch. Here it is. Okay, someone was asking about the link for the hole punch to punch the holes in the signs that I sell. That is the link for that. That's what I used for my, you're welcome. Okay, so now for the Lisa bow, all it is a loop and two tails on one side and two loops, I think. I'll remember as I do it. Yours has pads. Yeah, mine does too, but for some reason on this, the non-stick, it slides on my pad. I think it's the pad. I think if I had it on the table, it probably wouldn't slide, but I don't know, for some reason mine does. Okay, so this is the Lisa bow, and I had a request to show you guys how to make this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do, this is inches, right? So you have your measurements on here. And so you know, like, how wide, I don't know, Regina doesn't have, Regina, they want to know if I will get credit or a referral code on your site. I don't know if you have an affiliate program set up. Do you, Regina? Because if you did, I'd be on there. So I'm going to measure out my tails to 9 inches. Then I'm going to gather the ribbon and just set it in here. Okay, I'm going to put this tail here. Then I'm going to again twist to bring the pretty side. Oh, it asks for a referral code. I don't know. I'll have to get one. Kathy, hold on to that. Okay, then I want my loops to be 6 inches, right? So I'm going to go to the 6-inch mark. I'm going to put my hand there, right? I do have an affiliate to Amazon. Yes, Regina. Should they just go get it there? I have the affiliate to Amazon, so you can purchase it through Amazon. I think I put that, let me see. Okay, I pinned the my links on Amazon for the bow makers. So you guys can use those links, and that, like I said, that's my affiliate link. So I will get, you know, you don't get a ton of money, but you get some, you know, you get some pennies for it. So I pinned that. So if you guys want to get one of these bow makers. All right, thanks, Regina. All right, so I did it to the 6-inch mark, and then I'm going to twist, move this out of the way. Okay, you're looking, oh, at the fluff box on her site, Kathy? Okay, I don't think is the fluff box on Amazon, Regina? All right, then I'm going to measure the 6 inches over here, put that in, and twist. So right now we have 1 loop on each side, 1 tail here. Okay, I'm going to put another loop on this side, and then we're going to do the tail over here. Okay, so with the Lisa bow, you have 2 loops on one side, and then 1 loop and 2 tails on the other side. Okay, oh, it is. Okay, I didn't see that there. Let me see. Let me grab that for you. Oh, there it is. Okay, here is the link to the fluff box. There you go. Okay, so you can use my affiliate link on Amazon for the fluff box as well. All right. Okay, so back to the bow. We have, I know, right? What would we do without Amazon? So back to the bow. The Lisa bow, like I said, is 2 loops on one side, a loop and 2 tails on the other side. Okay, and we're done with this one. Okay, and you can use as many ribbons as you want or as little ribbons as you want. It's totally up to you. Okay, so now we're going to do the next one. Use 2.5. Now, since we started with our tail over here on this loop, on this ribbon, this time we're going to put our tail on this side. So what's great about this is I can just put this over here. Okay, we're going to measure out our tail. Okay, to the 9 inches. We're going to gather it together, and we're going to start out with the tail on the side that there's 2 loops. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go back and forth. You're going to do the first ribbon, you know, with 1 loop and 2 tails, and vice versa. Okay, then we're going to make our 6-inch loops. Oops, getting caught on my sign here. Okay, measure that out to the 6 inches, and you can use the previous loop. Okay, and then you're going to get that tail out of the way. And then, you, like I said, you can use the previous loop to measure that. Okay, twist. And then we have 2 loops on this side, and then 1 loop over here with the 2 tails. All right? So basically, you just go back and forth with the 2 loops and 1 tail. And you can do that as many times as you want, with as many ribbons as you want. You can use 1 1/2, you can use 2 1/2, you can go back and forth. It's totally up to you. So let's pull one of these 1 1/2 and use that. Okay, so we're going to put it on this side. And remember, because we started with the tail over here, so you can see the side that has the 2 loops, that's where you're going to start with your tail on the next round. All right, go out to the 9, and you can make your tails longer or shorter. It's up to you. Okay, and we're going to twist. And this time, oh, thank you, Regina. We're going to go with 5-inch loops. So instead of going out to the 6, we're going to go to the 5. All right. So you're out to the 5. Move those loops out of the way and twist. Okay, and then go to the 5 over here. Put that in, and then twist. And just use this same loop, use your previous loop to measure. And then you have your 2 loops on this side, and your 1 loop and your 2 tails over here. Okay? Does anybody have any questions so far? So you just go back and forth with your loops for the Lisa bow. And it makes a really pretty full wreath. Whoops, I just dropped. Uh-oh, I lost you guys. Let me get my mouse. I lost my hat. Ah, there you are. Whew. All right, I'm gonna get my hat back on here. Okay. All right, so this has the 2 loops on this side, and then the 1 loop with the 2 tails. So next, we're going to use another 2 1/2, and we're going to start over here. The side with the tails is where you're going to put your ribbon. So you know your tails are going to go start here. So you just go back and forth with your tails, okay? Put that in there. Now your tail's over here. Now we're going to go to 5 inches again, which was this loop. So you want to twist to get that pretty side facing up, and just use that previous loop to measure out your size. Okay, put it in and twist. Again, use the previous loop to measure that because you want it the same size. All right, so now you have a tail, 1 loop, so you're going to do this again, and you're going to twist. What that twisting does is it brings the pretty side of the ribbon facing up for you. Okay, and then cut that off. All right, so again, you're just going back and forth between the 2 loops and the 1 loop and the 2 tails. So I think we're going to use 1 more ribbon here, and then we'll be done. But you can keep going with as many loops and tails as you want, okay? So last one here, we're going to use a 1 1/2, but if you want to use all 2 1/2, you can do that too. Now remember, the end, the side that has the two tails, that's the side you're going to have your ribbon on and pull from, but your tail's going to go on the other side. Okay, dovetail that end. Hey, Rosario, how are you? Measure out. Okay. And there's a tail. And this time we're going to do 4 inches. So I'm going to move those out of the way. Kind of eyeball it to 4 inches. Oh, sure, Mary. Okay, measure that. And you're going to twist. I'm going to move all this out of the way. Okay, to 4 inches. And twist. Oh, good, Marilyn. I'm so glad you are liking this tutorial. Marilyn was the one who asked me if I would do the tutorial for the Lisa bow. Oh, thank you. All right, measure that out. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we have all of our tails, all of our loops. Now when I do it on the Pro Bow, the hand, the 4-in-1, I usually use a zip tie, and then I also want to have a pipe cleaner. I know this isn't the best color, but it's what I have right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that zip tie and make sure you get it under all of the ribbons. Okay, you want to make sure you don't lose any of those. Bring it to the front, and you're going to pull that zip tie. You don't want it super tight, okay, but you're going to do it tight, and then pull it off of the board. Oops, we're going to use that again, aren't we? Sorry, because I'm going to show you a regular bow next. Well, a different bow. Okay, so then what you want to do, you have the indent in the middle where those pegs were, right? You're going to move that to the middle, and then you're going to slide it to the back. Okay, and before you tighten it, which you don't want to tighten it all the way, but you want to insert your pipe cleaner now so you don't forget it. Because if you forget it, you can't get it in there. Okay, so you don't want it all the way tight yet. Okay, so now you're going to grab the zip tie and your pipe cleaners, and you're going to flip it over. Whoops. Okay, and now you're going to start to fluff your bow out. All right. So again, this is, remember where you asked if you don't have a fluff box, how you can fluff it? This is how you do it. So you just take it, you kind of move it back and forth to kind of what Lori calls breaking the bow. Okay, and you just move those tails and loops where you want them, and you can have your tails all over the place. You can have them in one spot, whatever works for you. Okay. All right. And again, you really want to get your fingers in there and open up those loops, because that's what's going to give your bow life. Okay. And then you can flip to the other side and do the exact same thing. All right. Kind of really, don't be afraid to really get in there and move those ribbons and those loops where you want them to be, right? Don't be afraid that they're going to come out or anything. You're going to move them where you want them to be. Okay, really get in there, twist them, turn them. Okay, all right. So you have your tails all over the place, your loops. And once you're satisfied with how your bow is, you're going to turn that around. Hey, Susie Brown. And you're going to tighten that as tight as you can get it and cut that zip tie off. Okay. And then your pipe cleaner is how you're going to attach it to your wreath or whatever. Oh, Marilyn, you can do it. It just takes practice, really. I mean, trust me, I hated doing bows when I first started all this. I couldn't make a bow to save my life. I would always call my neighbor to make the bows for me. But once I got the Pro Bow, that was it. Boy, I could understand it, and it really made sense to me. All right, and we have Susie Brown in the house too. Susie is the inventor of the mesh roller. Well, we have some high rollers here tonight. Okay, so that is the Lisa bow. Okay, now, so Mary asked if we could show her how to do a regular bow. Like, let's just do the 3-2-1 bow. Okay, it's a very simple, easy bow. What we're going to do is we're going to put our pegs in the middle. Okay. Now with the 3-2-1 bow, all you do, it's called the 3-2-1 because the first layer is 3 loops, the second layer is 2 loops, the third layer is 1 loop. Okay, so this is a really regular basic bow, Mary. Okay, which it's a great bow. Oh, you're too sweet, Susie. Okay, so again, we're going to dovetail those ends. Let me get my pipe cleaners and my zip ties here. All right, so now, like I said, if you want your tail to be that long, you just make it as long as you want it to be. It's totally up to you how long you want your tails to be, okay? I just usually do mine around the 9 inches. I don't know. You kind of get stuck doing the same old thing, right? Thank you, Amy. Don't forget to please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and follow my Facebook page, and please share this with your friends. All right, so you're going to put the tail down, and then again, you want to twist. What that twisting does is it brings the pretty side of the ribbon up. We're going to do 6-inch loops. And all you do is you take it to that 6-inch mark, put your finger there, and that's how you know it's 6 inches. Okay? And what helps too is to have some ribbon pulled out. Don't have it tight. Twist it, measure to your 6 inches. Okay, put your finger there, and boom. So there's your first loop, right? What is the mesh roller? Whew, girl, you don't know what a mesh roller? I will show you what a mesh roller is. Remind me. Okay, so then we're going to do another loop. And again, you can use the previous loop to measure and twist to bring that pretty side up. Okay, use the previous loop. And twist, and your last loop on each side. Again, this is just called the 3-2-1 bow. Some people call it the blast off bow. Yes, I did link it, Helene. Look up further in the comments, and I put it in the comments for you. Okay, so there's loop number 3. So then we're just going to take it and cut that off. Okay, so now we're done with the first one. Okay, let me see where that is, Helene, so I'll get that for you, the hole punch. Here it is. Okay. There you go, Helene. I put it in, I replied to your question. Okay. So, we're going to separate these out, which you can do that as you do, as you go, or you can wait till you're done. Okay, so there's the 3. And I think we're going to use to 1.5 inch. You're welcome. All right, we're going to dovetail the ends. Again, to dovetail the ends, you fold your ribbon in half. And you cut from the fold to the edge. Okay, and that gives you your pretty dovetail. All right, and then we're going to measure out that loop. And I want to go in, so I'm going to go into the 5 with this. So we're going to go to our 5 on the board, and we're going to measure it out. Okay, push it in and twist. No, I haven't seen that, Regina. You'll have to send it to me. Okay, the 5. You're going to have to send me that. Message that to me, Regina. Okay. All right. And twist. Okay, so there's our 2 loops. So remember, we're making what's called the 3-2-1 bow. And basically all that is 3 loops, 2 loops, and 1 loop. Okay? Okay, just kind of spread those out. Kathy says Happy New Year to you, Susie Brown. Okay, so the last one here. Oh, okay. Thanks, Regina. I would appreciate it. I would love to see that. Okay, so we're going to dovetail our end here and measure out the tails again. Now this time, we're only going to do 1 loop on each side, because remember, this is the 3-2-1 bow. So we're going to twist, and this time I'm going to take it to 4 inches. Now you can use all the same length loops, or you can, you know, change it up like I'm doing. It's totally up to you. Okay, twist. And go to 4 inches here. Okay, and this bow is done. Okay, all right, and that is our 3-2-1. Susie, I am on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So I have comments on YouTube and comments on Facebook. That's why I read it to you. Susie says, thank you, Kathy. Happy New Year to you too. Yeah, that's why. I'm live on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So that's why you're not seeing all the comments. Oh, thank you, Regina. That means a lot to me. Coming from you, that means a lot. Okay. Again, I'm going to put this, hey Deborah, back there. Tighten it just a little bit. You don't want to tighten it all the way, because you won't be able to move your loops around. And you hold on to that. And then I'm going to move my loops where I want them. Okay. Now, if you want your tails on either end, you can do that. I want all my tails in the front. You know, hey, you got to work it. You got to work it, girls. It's so much easier to be live on both than it is to go live on both separately. And this ribbon is really, like, it's almost, I think it's because of all the glitter. It's really stiff. Okay. All right, let's tie that one up. You're definitely going to buy this bow maker. They're awesome. I love these 2 bow makers. Okay, so there is the 3-2-1 bow. So this is the 3-2-1. Then we have our 2 ribbon bow. Then we have our Lisa bow right here. And is that the Lisa bow? Yes, that's the Lisa bow. And then this is, oh, which bow is this? I forget which one we did. Oh, the Terri Bow. Or is that the Terri Bow? No, this is the Terri Bow. Okay. So do you guys have any questions? So those are my bows for the evening. Oh, let me show you. I love these bows. Someone asked what a mesh roller was from Miss Susie Brown. Get all my ribbons out of the way here. You know, I pull like 85,000 ribbons that I want to use. And then I only end up using a couple. So let me get my bows out of the way. Oh, thank you, Regina. Okay. This is my mesh roller. I use it every day, let me just tell you. This is the deluxe one that Susie has. It folds down. And it is for your mesh. It comes with 2 more dowels, one here and one here. So when I cut my mesh, I use this. When I cut my ribbon, I use this. I put my ribbon rolls on here and use this. And what it does, it's great. You can store your, nope, maybe not. You just put these down like that, and you can take it with you flat. Yes, everyone needs one. Thank you. Thank you, Susie. Susie put Susie put my affiliate link on Facebook. Let me grab that too. For the mesh roller. I love my mesh roller. Like I said, I literally use it every single day. It is awesome. She has single mesh rollers. She has, I think, double ones. This is the deluxe. Oh, here's where these go. They store in here. Duh. I never store it because I use it all the time. But you put your dowels right here. My other 2 are over there. And then when you're going somewhere, you just fold it up and take it with you. I take it with me on vacation. I know, Susie. Duh. I forgot. But I take it on vacation with me. I do. I take it with me because I love my mesh roller. I'm like, what did we do before the mesh roller? Or the Pro by the hand? I don't know. But I love it. And then this, you just take your dowels out. Put your mesh in here. And like I said, I use this to cut my mesh. I use it to do everything. So, hey Dawn, how you feeling? You have the single one and love it? I know. I have the single one. I have the double one. I have this triple deluxe one because I love them so much. I really, really do. I really these are tools that I cannot live without. The Pro Bow and my mesh roller are 2 tools that honestly, I don't know what I would do without them. I love them. Oh, thank you, Regina. So go check out these tools. They are fantastic. Yes, and I mean that mesh roller can hold a lot of rolls of ribbon too. Like if you're doing projects, like I could have used it to hold the ribbon too. But I use it, like I said, I still have the mesh on there from the other day when I did my wreath. But I use it all the time. So I want to thank you guys for blessing me with your presence into that 2020. And I hope you all have a wonderful new year. And I look forward to 2021 being better than 2020. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, don't forget to go check out my new sign and ribbon combos. Oh, I'm having a sale on all my Christmas sign and ribbon combos. They're 20% off. It's automatic, so get those. I have a couple left. So go check those out, and you can be all ready for next year. And go check out the Pro Bows. Hey, Meta. Hey, Jerry. And the mesh rollers. They're awesome. All right. Thank you guys so much. Happy New Year, and God bless you all.